Я мешать не буду? Окей. Да. Классно, ты долго рисуешь. А? YouTube. Okay, so yeah, let's go. Let's do the stuff. I'm gonna warm up a little bit, and we're gonna start. So I'm gonna use the wall and the corner in the wall as the distance manipulation and the pressing, like imagining that I'm working as the opponent. That's gonna be some of the footwork stuff, and then heavy back right over there. So hey, hey, good to see you guys. Pretty much already warmed up quite well. I did some drills, make the video as well, so I kind of used that as the opportunity to warm up. So yeah, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna change the mic direction. How was your training? I'm just starting. Changing the microphone direction. By the way, here the guy's painting the logo more in the cool style. So let me pull it that way. Imagine that this wall with the Natrang Sport Unite logo is the uh, like one of the sides of the ring, not the corner, but the side, right? So we're gonna do an exercise. I'm gonna do an exercise here. Do you get a chance to see Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios? I'll be honest, I didn't watch the whole fight, and then I sit on the highlights. I'll try to download the fight. You know, there are ways how to do it, and I'm gonna yeah, watch the full fight. But what I saw from the highlights, what I saw from the people's judgment, it was like full domination. Ryan was in very great shape, and I'm very happy that he's back. I feel sorry for Mario Barrios. He seems to be a decent guy, but yeah, Ryan proved that he's not just a online star, but he's definitely a high level boxer. Anyways, speaking of the same, so this is the wall. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna stand, and from here, so I'm just gonna time it, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna do back and forth. Uh, I'm orthodox naturally, but because of the few reasons, including one is hypertension and potential risk of injury, another is just you know trying to learn Southpaw. I'm doing more in the Southpaw, so I'll get the Southpaw stance and do it. Might switch sometimes, but usually I'll try to stick to Southpaw. Fortunately, I don't have my watch right now, so I'm just gonna go now. So a little bit around 30 seconds, I think. Hello, hello. I think you could see me properly here. So Well, can you hear me, guys? You guys sound okay. Feel free to ask questions. Okay, a little rest, 15 seconds, and I'll start over. I'm not sure what I do 30 to 40 seconds, but it's okay. I'm just going to do like add 2 periods and a short rest. Okay, 5. Starting again. Yeah, you can hear me. Great. Glad to hear that. Is the picture good? Aiden Chris is my husband, so he's gonna respond some questions as well. Okay, 15 more seconds. Again, same drill. Face it down a little bit, but the point is moving, and then switch it to the corner. 5. Hello, hello. Yeah, peak and sound works. Okay, great. Okay, let me just drink water. So yeah, in the ring, you would want to. Yeah, hello. That, that is live stream. So imagine that was the wall of the ring. Then we have a corner. So let's get to the corner, do the same. Also swing around. I mean 3 more short rounds. Okay, let's see here. So yeah, no, you gotta imitate. Even if you don't have a ring, just find a square area. Okay, so you need to work on ring as well because there's also the ways you can. There's also the ways you can use the ropes. Well, you know, in your advantage, even if you are locked in. But just to control as the pressing boxer, I think the wall and the the corners, good enough exercise because if I was in a defensive position, yes, I would need to use ropes, not just stand against the wall. However, if I'm going on the offense, doesn't almost doesn't make any difference, right? So it's good to work. You can work on the wall on the court. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here. So I'm not getting that unless I need to, right? Southpaw, strong. Here, getting right at one. So they try to come in, but also gradually pressing. So I do like get into wider angle first, and then gradually kind of do a little bit of this. So every time I move side to side, I press the space they have. So following, if you go this side, I go this side, then you go that side, then again, press more here, and then I can go like something like this. Okay. Yeah, good painting. Whew. Nice day. Have a good one too, guys. Thanks for showing up. Uh, hello, hello. Okay, looking fast. Yeah, I mean, I'm fast. So trying to capitalize, like train around it so I can actually use my speed. Try to improve timing, like those little things that matter. Because I might be very fast, but I might start from the wrong, start too early from too far, and then I'm gonna ruin it. Whether if I have a strong distance of when I press, I go there. Same in the defense. When I defend, I also control the distance. That is kind of the point of boxing, right? So again, here, so in southpaw, more excited from the corner, but then left cross goes like directly. You're faster, you have big advantage if you work in stepping in and out. Well, it really depends how it goes with my opponent. Because at the end of the day, if I start meeting someone who's taller than me, longer range, I would not really want to kind of step outside, but more like out of the range, but still stay in. But this pricing thing, I think it's universal. It's also more psychological. Unless it's a very good second number or counter puncher, like a Mayweather who just wants to be there and they just let you uh, work as a first number. Unless it's someone like that you're aware of. And people who are on the ropes are usually psychologically already defeated. They already don't dare. And if you just press them, then it kind of, even if they have longer range, if you don't let them use that, you're basically in control. So this little exercise slash warm up is more for controlling those steps. So now I'm gonna do this way. I'll go like this further. So I'll imagine that like my opponent to work back and forth, goes back and forth. I try to make sure that they'll go to that corner, and then I'll lock them in the corner because you technically can direct them. So look it up for now. So I get here. Okay, so I go there. They want to go there. And I'm like, no, you're not going there. So look at me. They start switch, and I play a little with them. But then I kind of Roll with me. 1, 2. I'm gonna be tired. 1, 2. 1, 2. Head, stomach, right here. And yeah, basically, I can lock them in that corner if I really plan it a little bit. Whew. So yeah, well, basically, that's that was a little bit. The work is obviously better to do that work. It's obviously better to do that with uh, actual partner, so they can just move around. Then they can even counter, and then you can even do specifically like in the range of sparring. It can be a sparring, but you have tasks. Okay, you're in defensive position, and you have to press as the number one. So it's yeah, it's a cool. There are ways to work around it. So yeah, well, I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna sip a little bit more water now. Thank you very much. Pretty and very strong. I'm trying. I'm gonna drink water, and we can do a little bit of heavy work, heavy back work. Good hip movement, so it always keeps opponent guessing. Well, that's right. Yeah, and it's like if you think about it, it's a game of inches. It's just being confident and being kind of used to moving that way. You don't want to move there. I mean, you don't want to just go forward and then go after them. No, you want to like make sure that they struggle. They're gonna be struggling to escape from that space you give them. As a pressing boxer. Obviously, as a counter puncher or someone who is in that position, that would be a completely different task. They will have to break it. They would have to time it correctly, all that kind of stuff. But most of the time, being someone who presses against the walls of the ring and the corner is in the advantageous position. There are some excellent counter pairing boxers, but there's some, not majority. That's my take on it. Flex your guard. A good lighting since it's quite visible. And one thing, we're ordering new training gloves for me, which are okay. Let's see. This is like 12 ounces. So 12 ounces for potentially for me in competition are too big. I would wear 8 ounces. I thought it was 10, honestly, but when I researched, all major organizations and pretty much everyone takes their blueprint. It will be 8 ounce boxer, and that's why like you see those smaller girls they wear. It's like it's visibly smaller. So it's important to if I get used to keeping my guard up with those, well, that's going to be a little bit false because and once I just put on an actual performing gloves, which are 8 ounce, significantly smaller than those. That my guard, I'm gonna have a lot of openings in the guard. So I'm ordering the new ones for training, and then obviously competitive ones, which are like originals, more expensive, just for getting used to and actually how it would feel and how would I be able to manipulate my guard. Okay, but for now, let's just switch and let's go for a boxing bag. Still have time? Yeah, still have time before kids start. USA, no, it's Vietnam Nha Trang, and I'm from Georgia, Tbilisi, the country. Okay, so I'll take, I'll take average of 3 minutes. Just average 3 minutes. It's just better to work that way. And what I will do is I will. Oh, look, okay. I gotta show you the dragon. Look at the dragon. The guy just started, and he. Speaking of the putting the right blueprint. You see, he's using like a black and white background, at least for the white dragon, obviously, it makes sense. And he already paints up the texture, so that's how you would want to do it. Well, you know that guys who know me quite well, they know that I paint as well. So you can look up my paintings as well. But it's nice to see a great painter. Like when you see the work progressing that fast, you know that someone who is very good. Anyway, yeah, let me just make sure that you can see me properly. Yeah, yeah, I'm Georgian. Feedback, I'm not very good at feedback, and it's also not very like you want to just learn that one pace and don't really like I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. I'm not really doing much of it. All right, so what I'm gonna work on basically 10 more seconds. I need to improve my right or southpaw jabs, hooks, and that kind of stuff. So I'll just do combos not from that. Walking outside, like the southpaw against the orthodox, I would just walking outside. One, the spot. One, two, three, four, five. But that's the thing, because I'm Orthodox, I easily switch to the other side. But as a southpaw, I just go. Okay? So you go like under, you jab, and again, Orthodox, the left cross, most of stomach head goes quite well. So it's very simple combos. Whew. I think I went too high intensity. Need to pace it down a bit. Southpaw and Orthodox impressive. I haven't been working on Southpaw with that long, but my hip and my right side tension, chronicle tension pretty much, is better. It's like improving rapidly. My right hip is not hurting anymore, but still, if I stand in Orthodox for too long and really work in Orthodox, my leg starts giving off, like right from my hip joint, because of the gluteus medius tension, piriformis muscle tension, like whole posterior lateral side tension. Why? Because that's a body asymmetry that's completely normal for all the boxers, except the ones who essentially I believe that they should do the switch stance. It's one of the biggest reasons why I do that. Joe Rogan would love that chimpanzee mural, yeah. Whew. Whew. Inhale, exhale. Okay. I'm just gonna drink. How did you get the skill throwing your non-dominant hand in the southpaw? Well, let me tell you one thing. As a boxer, because my left jab uh, got worked very well throughout many years, so I even have, there's some boxers who needs to, they don't throw my jabs. I can just spar and throw jabs only. Jabs, hooks, left uppercuts, bam, 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 like just this, posting jabs. So what happens, it's because very agile, flexible, quite powerful, because I'm not just throwing flipping jabs. Like my jabs, at least singular jabs, were doubles sometimes if I choose to. Quite hard. So imagine learning how to punch hard on both combos. Once you learn 1, 2, you're not just throwing fake jab and try to. That doesn't work in the boxing. You want boom, boom, like jab has to be almost equally strong, ideally. At least you should have that capacity. So what happened when I switched the stance? The only thing that was weird, I was actually my right hand as the jab, because it would be only the one that throws the power punch, or like more a bigger amplitude punch. So just doing like that, I kind of turned off my brain. I was like, you know what? I know how it works. Let me just relax, trust for the process. I know I need to work the right side. I relaxed my leg, so my brain started perceiving it. And when I did it in sparring, so what I did was, okay, you don't have a very good jab. You cannot just rely on throwing jabs, because the frequency might not be good enough. So something might slip. So I would do posting jabs, just guarding, just pressing like this with the right side. And guess what? The left cross to the stomach, or left cross to the hand, or overhand, from that angle, from the southpaw angle, I was like, why it is so right? Why does it feel so perfect? So it's not like my non-dominant, or like my jabbing hand is not comfortable there. It is actually comfortable, because it learned how to do work. Basically, can do work in the both uh, frontier and the posterior positions. So the only question is, that's why I'm doing combos. Like now I do jab, I go cross slightly on the shift already, because that's how the southpaws work, and then I finish it with the left hook, because that's how I want. I need to get used to those basics of ending most of the combinations, ideally, with the frontal hand. Okay, I hope I responded to your question. Uh, Flexibility, yeah. Yoga routine. Yoga is good. Just don't overdo it. What's that? How you been staying productive and keeping busy? Yes, always. But also taking some time for a rest as well. Okay, let's just switch. Let's go. Let's keep working. Southpaw. Here we come. I'm gonna pace it down a little bit, and yeah, just pace longer. Let's say that way. So I'm gonna be more chill. Okay. Like that. Check. 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 This is good exercise for both of them. So it's just to work up jab a little bit. And then stop. So 1, 2. What I do is jab, stomach. I literally, like, I call pivot a little bit, and then I throw whatever hook, Let's hope, let's close. Pretty much here. So let's go for same combo. You do that. One. Okay. So lead, like hook or uppercut to the stomach, then hook to the head and head. A little break. Yeah. Oof. I don't speak French. The motivational leader. Congrats, team shot. Thank you. Doing my best. That's how you notice me every time. Really respect that you always support your wife and have her back here in the chat. Yeah, Chris. And Chris also, he's very attentive to good folks. Actually, that's someone who makes sense, who said some good stuff. You know, we just, well, at least we memorize the name on your profile. So I think it's just how it works, yeah. But I appreciate that you pointed it out. Yeah, the left hook needs work. Respectfully, I have the same issue but more pronounced. I mean, left for you, for me, it's more of a right. Yeah, there are a lot of things I have to work on. Don't get me wrong. Uh, but it's boxing also to me. If you have agility, if you can take a punch, but you also can, most of it you can retreat, reflect. It doesn't really bother you. You can control. It's very easy. If you go against the punch, obviously that's going to be a hard impact. If you just manipulate a little bit of inches with the footwork, with your timing, with your guard manipulation, posting jabs, just letting throw those punches, then those punches lose impact, right? So once you know those things, or you practice or try to practice it that way, then, and you can just don't dominate and throw some speedy hands. A lot of boxers, when they, elite ones, they throw, like Bebo has a very beautiful style, but if you look at it, some of the punches he throws the way that he has openings. However, because of his great footwork, and then he almost fences with his jabs. Oh, he does. He's orthodox, so that kind of stuff. So that so-called opening is getting eliminated. So my point is, it's about rather learn how to get comfortable in the movement, controlling the inches, a little bit of the guard manipulation, good fast counters. You know, don't get relaxed or too loose or too tight. Those things, essentially, those results are matter. Some boxers completely, they don't need really hands up because they have better uh, talent manipulating inches without even losing hands. But it really depends on the style against style. I just believe the more you practice different elements, you can readjust. With someone who's like an orthodox who doesn't know how to work in southpaw, even my southpaw, not the perfect one, not with the perfect jabs, but like with a strong cross, those gonna land. So I would accumulate on it, and maybe the entire fight would be that pretty much that's ill element, unless my opponent would adjust. Then I would have to try to do something else. But in boxing, it's kind of the thing. If it works, until it works, just do it, right? So yeah, I've ranted a little bit, so sorry for that. I'm gonna debut this year. That's the point. That's the goal. They are on point. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Are you her manager as well? Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we don't have like contracts or something. He's my husband. He's very good at managing, at planning, at protecting us, from different things. So I would definitely call him a manager. What style are you? Haha. Ooh, like a little bit of everything. Like lately, I'm actually being heavily pushing a little bit on more like a dancing type of footwork, just relaxing, losing my feet completely. I just want to be able to switch. A little bit peekaboo, like me trying to get in the closer distancers. I would probably be more of the pressing boxer, but I still training on count. I train on counters and that kind of stuff. So you should stat Jaron in his. He's a great boxer. I actually know that boxer, but I need to study him because I thought didn't really look. I haven't seen anything except some of the highlights. Yeah, Chris is building a website. My strengths and conditioning background helps her to get stronger and fitter. She's a better boxer than me, but we cover a lot of overlapping knowledge between the two of us. Yes, and that's how we get stronger. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep up the work. Again, same work, basically focusing as a southpaw. I want to activate, work out my jab, my front hook, front uppercuts, so that hand becomes a good tool. Okay. Okay. One, sleep. Can do that. Can do actually the mango shift or Lomachenko style shift from the southpaw. It's actually better. One, two. He would do that a lot because he already has that leg here. Just goes to the left and blends that. If you watch Lomachenko, you're gonna see that. And one of the big factors is because he's a southpaw. Yes, you can switch angles, but as a southpaw, you already have a little angle advantage with the orthodox, especially if you shift to the left even more, and you don't need much. You're already there. So like one, two. I'm already here. One, and it's a perfect setup. So let's try this one. Okay, I'm gonna start more using the footwork that I was using against trying to press your opponent against the walls. Yeah. So instead of just jumping like loose, let me just do like. Okay. Let's look at the chat quickly. She can't hit the back with a pull power because she doesn't have any wraps on right now. I wouldn't say that. I use explosivity. Some of the combos I put the explosivity. So it depends what you mean as a power. To me, putting all power in one single punch is too exhausting. I'll be a waste of energy. So for me, I just want like that kind of. It is fast, but it's actually is creating power through velocity. Like so that takes speed. Sometimes when you see fast punches, uh, in some cases they are quite hard. With 8-inch gloves, they're more compact. That would look even more. I'm gonna go get those gloves soon, and you'll see. You'll be able to see what's the difference. Uh, uh, yeah, wingsuit jumper. Chris used to be. That's true. Left straight. I mean, I'm not a southpaw. I can tell you one thing I know. Okay, in the same stance, jab, and yeah, your boxers kind of go, but somehow, if you stand against the southpaw almost always, good southpaw almost always wins, because that's how they work. That's the nature of working with majority, right? Whether it's orthodox or against orthodox is the majority, right? So, I would compare that Orthodox don't move that much on the side because against Orthodox that's not the thing, and against Southpaw, well, some of them don't learn how to do it. However, Southpaw always moves like on the side to the right side. So the way they set, even when they throw jab, they try to outstep you already. So they're not standing like this; they go like this, and then uh, I think it's actually quite handy. Like as I said, as a fake orthodox, as a fake southpaw, I tried it on sparrings against the guys, who we box with, and there's something to struggle against them because all of them are bigger, longer reach, even the ones that are close to my size, and they're boys and they're faster. And all of a sudden, they got confused. Just that little inch adjustment. So it's like from here, there, I'm already outside of any punching range. Outside of their jab, cross, whatever they would throw, they would literally just fly through. And it's my friend, my good friend, she's a southpaw. And I told her, I shared it with her, like, I did it. And it's like, yeah, I still have to learn it, but it was so cool. I did with a minimal effort. Just with that manipulation, it gave me so much advantage. Like it was so easy. It's not that easy for me to land right cross beneath their stomach to hand on the right side was against the when it's orthodox against orthodox, but as a southpaw, because I completely just naturally go out of the range. And she says, yes, that's how we do. As a southpaw, the first cardinal thing is a good southpaw always throws a good straight cross to the stomach, to the solar plex or like liver area. Boom, like you got to do it. That's why I'm not just throwing hands to the head. I do like 1, 2. Imagine like that going straight there. Then you can go for another one and then go up to the head. So southpaw, it's almost like playing a chess. Imagine you learn. Imagine you can know both stances you will practice on, and you know where to use one or another or where to switch. That's quite amazing stuff. Like that's I believe one of the best uh, like fluid boxers and like general boxers or boxing IQs of the current time is Terence Crawford. I think he's already retired, but you've seen him doing it, and people didn't believe because of like they thought his style was overhyped. Well, that's the point. He might not have the prettiest style. It's just the guy who's chameleon. He will adjust. He will just choose something against something that works efficiently. So that is a cool thing. And when I felt it, like, and my sales friend was like, "Yeah, that's how we feel. That's how it feels." It isn't. They have an advantage. They really do. Yeah, of course. As the south, I wouldn't stand in the southpaw against southpaw because that's one of the most awkward things. I mean, I would love to practice just to know how to do it, but it's like even southpaws are like, well, like what it's like they do a lot of checking in the beginning because those are usually awkward. That's like a minority cases. However, with that mentality, well, against Southpaw, you actually want to work efficiently in orthodox. That makes sense. So you basically have to try to basically manipulate them into. So and there are things steps you can make. You can just stand there, but then you go there. So you need to make sure that you trick them into stepping inward by accident or something. That's not the easiest task, but now I like the idea of switching stances depending who you're working with. I get the feeling that you're while you're talking during the live stream, you're realizing and reflecting on things in real time. It seems like you're able to pull something positive from the live stream. Oh yeah, I do. It helps me with consistency. Those sessions really help me. I like reflect. You're absolutely correct about that. I also have a material that I can watch later, and I'm like, okay, that was good or that was not good. There are certain things I need to adjust. So yeah, that really helps me a lot. Pacquiao style punches. Pacquiao is one of my all-time favorites, so uh, I'll take it as a compliment. Actually, let me turn around the mic. Them few new fighters who should be check out this Rodriguez, Adam Hizim, Abdullah Mason, Moses Itauma, Gabriela Fondura. Yeah, three out of those I know at least. And Gabriela, I've been watching. Gabriela is very interesting. She's like, she's super. She's 175 and she's in what is like a lightweight 51 kgs. Basically, she's lighter than me right now. I would want to start even lower, like atom weight or minimal weight. There are some in the boxing, but potentially, kind of watching someone like Gabriela because that she's like a prototype of someone who's like skinny, long range, like a blessed with, just she can comfortably work on the long range. And with her, it's all about getting in there, press her, and well, so far no one can do that, and. Because she's doing very well. Whatever she was blessed with, she's executing, she's utilizing it very well. David Benavides is another great southpaw fighter. Well, Benavides style, like Benavides, have you seen his elbow comes down like this? Like he has paradoxically long reach, and his boxing is not necessarily beautiful to me, but and his body type. However, his timing, and his obviously frequency is really really good. So that's one thing you can learn from Benavides, and obviously his southpaw. So a lot of other things too. Adapting in real time in the ring is a boxer's greatest strength. It's very difficult when you're stuck in one style and cannot stay flexible enough to adjust. I've been there. I know how it feels. It feels like you can't. You are hopeless. You cannot do anything. It sucks. That feeling sucks. But then I'm like, I've been training. I love dancing. I'm actually quite well coordinated. I'm like, why I'm not using it? What's wrong? Then I started asking right questions, and I really do believe that my way of preparing to it and building it up gradually might be a little bit unorthodox in some things, but I'm fully aware that I need the better conditioning stage to the stage. Again, I'm trying to train it myself too, but I'll get better at it. But certain things when it comes to the technique, seeing those adjustments, like try not to panic, like prepare yourself from enjoying the process and use whatever you can use. I'm just all for it, and I love this. I never been loving boxing as much as I do now. When I can see it in its full beauty and potential. Okay, no spamming. Yeah, but Gabriel's. I was actually about to mention it. Yeah, Fanduras are. It's cool, brother and sister kicking ass. Either you have a fixed style that's very hard to break, or you have a flexible orthodox style and adapt it to the opponent. Both can work. Of course, yeah. At the end of the day, it's about two things. It's about the seeing things and really, uh, hey, really understanding how things work, and whether you do it whether you can do a lot of things or majority of things from your one style or one stance. Sure, you have a lot of boxes like that that they niched on this in one stance and maybe like one style. I'm not saying just 1-2 punch or something, but like they stick to certain style. Like I think a good example is like a Krong gym champions like Tommy Hearns and Lennox Lewis and like others that Emmanuel Stewart trained. They were basically basing good solid footwork, good distance control, and basics, like perfectly flawless basics. Not that much diversity as some of the other styles, but they were just good. They could dismantle, and they were very hard to. So that's another thing. Trying to really polish basics and always keep polishing it. I think that's one of the things to do. If you get the reach, you always have an advantage when it comes to the boxing. It is an advantage. Good thing is it's an advantage that can be turned around, but you kind of need to get there. You need to train for that. Okay. All right. Yes, guys. Good to have you here. Okay, I'm just gonna keep working for a little bit. Let me see the time. Yeah, I still have time, at least half an hour. Okay, let's go. Okay. Well, Hamzat is wrestling is a little bit different. Whenever the wrestling is, and in MMA it's slightly different. In the boxing, because it's very specialized, it's throwing hands, it's saying guard. It's like you have a certain diversity within a limited space, right? It's a little bit different. If you stick to the same pace and your opponent breaks your pace, you want to immediately change your pace and do something different or new, or retreat or time it properly because yeah, you're not going to be able to do anything else. So it's a little bit different in my opinion. So I'm doing a lot of fake steps now. So it's like 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that's it. I think the kids' call is going to start in a bit. Okay, I'm going to move on the side. Yeah, so this kid's going to train now. Becky Lynch, of course. We're waiting for this one. Georgian. Okay, let me show you something. I got one idea and I want to show you it. So yeah, just turn it around. Okay, so the one thing is, do the angles. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's good. That's you want to work from the longer or middle range, kind of get in, press, get points, kind of shake them with the punches. But once, let's say I already landed those two perfect fast one-two combo. But then, obviously, they shake, but then they try to move. And sometimes it happens that then when other boxers, the one that is in dominating position, try to knock them out, they just throw chaotic punches and somehow the other person survives and they get burned out. So let me show you my idea of a good way how to pace it well and make it as accurate as possible. Okay, so I'll just put it a little bit up here. Okay, so I'll explain better what I'm doing. And I landed that. From here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use pulsing jab. So using pulsing jab to see what they are. So just to make sure that they are doing there. So I'll do a little bit of throwing punches step. Something like this. So they don't sleep, they don't escape. What do you think about this idea, guys? What do you think about that little detail? You can watch my sparrings and you're going to be able to watch my fights. So. But what I'm showing is not just throw back and look good on it. I don't care about really looking that good. To me, it's about what I can make work. I believe with that in mentality of if you train heavy back conditioning, train it for the skill as well. You're not throwing only heavy back, you work on certain combos, certain angle cuts, certain footwork, certain when to, like right now, I just imagine that the opponent, you did successful 1-2, and then you start throwing chaotic punches and they kind of survive the round and you're not able to finish it. Well, once I see bum bum and they shock, I will use a posting jab just to keep the head where it used to be as an aiming target, and then I go with another cross. So yeah, what's your opinion about that one? Okay, punch from your ankle. Sure, yeah, I'll try. When it's a practice, try to aim for, the perfection. That's true. But obviously, on the ring, if you can do at least 60-70% of what you train, and well, if you can get high lever, that's already elite. Everyone, even elite boxers, they usually look way more clean and there are very few ones that are like really can take that blueprint and pretty much work it on the ring as well. It gets warm here in Switzerland, so I can get back to training in the heat. I love working out in hot conditions. Oh, that's cool. Good for you. I'm Georgian from Tbilisi. We are trying to also show what it really takes and the green that goes into professional boxing. That kind of the point as well, yeah. Okay, let's keep going. I'm turning around the camera again. Kids having a class, so yeah, you'll see some little jumping, little froggies jumping. Oh, they were like doing frog jumps. So okay. Hard punches without pretty much missing. Okay, you're saying training hard, fight is easy. Yeah, you're right. We've been body work. Well, some of the punches has throw. Yeah, it might be single. It might be like head, stomach. That is technically rip. Head again. Those are kind of the combos for someone. I'm not tall, so to me, just doing this is not really a point. So I might I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need always switch the layers, the levels. But yeah, sure. That's I'll do a little bit of the read work. As an orthodox fighter, how do you decide when to control distance with a jab versus stepping in aggressively against opponents who disrupt your rhythm? Well, again, I'll keep reading it again. How do you decide when to control distance with a jab versus stepping in aggressively against opponents who disrupt your rhythm? Well, I would say my style of boxer, I'll definitely explore more of the defensive, and I actually have, like at least in my orthodox, I always jab off, so I can retreat with shoulder roll and stuff. I know how to retreat. Hope I learned that in the. I think I do a little bit already on the Southpaw too, but my type of presence should be no matter what I do, I can retreat a little bit, but it's a pressing. So it's just like no matter what they do, I'm not just jumping back and forth and I'll retreat. I'll try pretty much to press all the time. But pressing again, it's not just like going like this. It's gonna be like boom, like a little bit here, and then getting closer, go stomach, boom, boom, boom. Then again, but don't go too far. So I guess that is the dynamic that would work the best for me. I'm not nowhere near there. I think a lot of things for me to integrate, but because I focus on it. I think it's happening gradually. You want to overwhelm your opponent. Yes. One of the reasons, as I said, why I said I also like to work light. I like Lomachenko style when he would do like like he would just throw so many light punches, and then he would set it up, throw like a double hard hooks once the opponent is already overwhelmed. So that is also I definitely want to be able to finish fights, but I'm also not the one. I'm not gonna waste my energy if I just go ha ha ha. Everyone gets tired, so I rather do some explosive shorter punches or longer punches, because even like a snappy jab or snappy cross or hook, whatever punch, it's uncomfortable. So your opponent is already like, oh, okay, okay, especially depending on their experience. And then I would set it up the way instead of wasting my energy, I would move in a comfortable pace, do boxing, like a boxing, like just no matter how hard I punch, just do the movement, create the beauty in the motion. But then I would set it up. I would definitely look for the openings. And in the Southpaw, that's one great thing. You're like, boom, that hand goes to that stomach in the orthodox, against orthodox. So definitely, I would work on the jab, like, bam, 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 bam. Like, I'll do this, and then I do, so. Yeah, sure. Where can here, yeah? Здесь можно? Okay. Да. So yeah. So basically, yeah, it's just one of the reasons I do Southpaw. I'm looking forward to be able to switch stances and even just like move like when I retreat, I don't retreat and leaving my head like this. And like I can just do something very confusing and like on the safe distance actually be like very get a good position, don't hesitate with that. And in the fighting range, as I said, Southpaw against Orthodox, I would definitely throw those strong, powerful left cross to the stomach and then to the head. Yeah, and with a short range, because I wouldn't be one to just do it like this. I would be like one step in and another one. Sending false signals is great for switching stances. Yes, but also relaxing. Like one thing I learned is, like I would get stuck on my leg, and it's one of the reasons why that problem was caused in the first place. My hypertension in my hip. So what I did was I started relaxing my feet, even in the orthodox. And then when I switch, especially when I retreat or reposition, I just move. I just move easy because I already have habits to not lose the balance, that kind of stuff. I'm not moving like awkwardly or anything like that. But I'm also not sticking to that one very tight stance, especially when you are repositioning yourself, when you are kind of out of the range. It's like a little bit of inches, but when you know that it's like you can basically be safe, right? And you can just play a little bit. So that's the moment you can just relax your feet and become more like switch, Once you get there, obviously, it's a little bit different. Good morning. He's Isaac Cruz. Yeah, it's a good boxer. Mexican boxer. I think he fought Gervonta, Romero. Yeah, right. Like he's a Pitbull Cruz. Can I learn to learn myself? Always, you should. You must. Умет, можно я сюда теперь стану, да? Okay. So yeah, basically, yeah, and he's very, he's like so compact and like he's very technical in pressing. I think he's very good and quite underestimated boxer. Like he's the tough one. So yeah. What else? Умед, что ты делаешь сейчас? Просто тренируешься? Слушай, хочешь со мной поработать по легкому? У меня сейчас даже капы ничего нету, но именно
That's A, guys. That's A.
по боксу.
That's not A.
That's Umed. That's Coach Umed and my friend. Не то, что не спать, просто мне нужно передвижение. Ну, просто может перчатки, можешь меня немножко.
I'm not the boxer guy. She's a very dangerous
Oh,
friend.
yeah.
MMA.
He's MMA, so no.
Dangerous girl.
Awesome. Okay, so I asked Sumit to work with me. Well, he's a coach, so he knows what to do. Because, well, he's big and strong and stuff. Like, that's the thing. Even MMA folks are great boxing sparring partners for girls because, like, it's basically. Okay.
Lion Championship. They called me for fights. So I'm getting
Who?
Lion Championship.
Wow. Okay, Lion Umet is fighting in.
May is coming to the cage.
Yeah, he's fighting in May in the Lions Championship. That's awesome.
Old guy, old man, old fighter.
Strong. Секунду, я вообще туда вот. Там можно это или здесь? Здесь, хорошо. Сейчас, секундочку. Я вот думаю, просто дети, чтобы не мешали, да. Просто вот так переключу. Да, чтобы вот так.
Always you these guys.
Yeah, no, but that's the point. Это не только ты, я поменял ногу, я поменяла вообще из-за вообще начала прям вот я решила, давай я научиться. Но перед этим, как я сама не чтобы подумать во всех мальчиках, девочек. Вот прямо отсюда. Поэтому я хочу разработать использовать. No one likes that. No one likes that. Ничего, обоюдно. Обоюдно. No, it was good. Обоюдно, обоюдно.
By the way, guys, by the way, I never go hard with somebody. It's not because of
Listen to this guy.
not because she's good. No, I do with everyone. Hard sparring is not training; it's a dog fight. But
Yes.
like this, it's a chess.
Yes.
Fun, game, game.
That's why you build confidence. That's why I trust you.
I'm not a boxer. I can box here, but I don't want moving too much. If you move too much, if you tight, you're down. You cannot control your breathing. Of course, I'm heavy, so it's normal.
Yeah, no, I just did it.
She's like a boy, like a champion, but I'm heavier than her, so it's a big difference, guys. It's no problem about girls.
But that's why it's good. Because for girls, we're going to do guys.
Sometimes just like fake, guys. I give jab.
No, it's a little bit like a. Like this. It's just a. It's a normal.
I don't know. I'm not a boxer as a kickboxer. I'm not telling you. Talking training. Sometimes I give you a punch like you do accept the punch just fine. I'm not in the fight.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, John. So let's wish Umed the victory in the Lions Championship. Umed. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, guys. So yeah, that was Coach Umed. And yeah, he's an MMA fighter, MMA coach. Smart, very smart guy. He competes, he fights, he wins. He won 2 of his last fights, and he's not doing crazy weight cuts anymore. that kind of stuff. But one thing he learned, he stopped sparring, meaning like a heavy dogfights. He's from Tajikistan. And you know, it's same in Georgia. They will laugh at you if you tell them. They're like, what? What are you talking about? But that's the thing. You see how he just worked with me. He barely touched, but he has a great control. He throws that volume of punches. I even got a couple of punches, which was completely, it was not hard or nothing, but it was snappy, fast. He caught me. That means that was an opening. But you see, I managed to do that. This is kind of a combination of a little bit higher pressure and higher intensity. It's important to train high intensity so I can pace better and better in my actual fights. I'm gonna debut in pro boxing this year, so I don't really have. And I think less than five fights or something. But it was so long ago. I had more open ring sparrings in amateur boxing rather than an official fight. Whew, then I retired early, and you know this and that. Whew. Okay. Save your brain cells to those for the fight. Don't leave them on the floor sparring for no reason. Also, make sure you're not dehydrated on the day of fight. Okay, weight cuts. You might need to dehydrate a little bit, but you need to make sure you get electrolytes. You need to rehydrate in 24 to 48 hours range to protect your brain membrane. There are a lot of other factors too. Just general exercising, nutrition. There's so many building blocks to, you know, just be as healthy as possible in the sport. You're obviously gonna get hit, but just getting hit occasionally and actually work smart enough to develop skill. I feel like I developed skill. I can, like now even in the Southpaw, I'm getting comfortable. I'm not saying I'm gonna be the best Southpaw, but I'm getting comfortable. Whether like a week ago, I just started, right? So it's thanks to a lot of quality work too. It really, really matters, guys. Whew. So yeah, well, I hope it was. Basically, yeah, I'm gonna start wrapping it up. I have a karaoke night, by the way, a little bit later. So yeah, thanks, Umed. Umed, спасибо еще раз. Вообще, ты поработай сам. Ты, если честно, лучше всех работаешь со мной. Да, ты, может, не боксер, но мне не важно. Ты, главное, мне не пускаешь. Да, то есть большой парень, это быстрый, покрупнее. Experience, да, у тебя все так как ни крути, footwork, все есть на месте. Да. So yeah, I'm asking Umet to be sometimes do my like a sparring partner because I trust him. He's a coach here. He never goes hard on anyone. Even I've seen him training Muay Thai and MMA to his personal clients, and he looks like he goes, but really he doesn't really punch. He just makes them punch, work. He's a great person to actually do some of the sparring work together. Karaoke in 1 hour, that's true, yeah. So yeah, basically, well, other than that, I don't know, guys. Did quite a good work. Gonna shower now, just prepare for karaoke, and that's it. Please be respectful. Thank you, Trendon. Yeah, it's like some people just come here to troll, but you know, we are respectful people here. And yes, my nipples might be popping, but that's like I can't help it. I'm sorry, but it is what it is, and it's kind of quite natural for both men and women when they train. Is Chris gonna be singing too? Oh, I beg him to try, but he doesn't want to. Yeah, we'll see. If I'll try to. I want to preserve my voice, so I'm gonna be very careful with singing too hard and stuff. Let's see the duet. Yeah, one day. Yeah, he only brings it out. He's the manager. Your energy is nice but scary. I don't think I'm scared. Really, nothing scary about. If you saw me in my original size, there's nothing scary about me. But I'm mighty. Just kidding. Yeah, it's on karaoke. That's why it's called karaoke. You cannot help it. But guys, thank you very much. I mean, I gotta wrap it up now. Appreciate you being here. It was good training, especially with Umed. This last few rounds, good. Like just a little bit of moving, trying to sell some things. And again, even against him, again he was going smart, but there's some things that just works from the southpaw position. Well, it's even sometimes like just every now and then with a certain amount of pressure, I can do that against the guys. Oh, someone against my size and my weight. It's going to be interesting to see. So, uh, take care, everyone. So, hope to see you guys soon. Yeah, that's what Chris says. Yeah, 101 likes. Thank you very much. See you next time.